Yeah, so you have that incredible idea for a video, or maybe a painting, craft, a jar you want to make, or even an illustration, a drawing, and you just keep pushing it like you had unlimited tomorrows to spend. Yeah, and I have been there. In fact, I think I'm still fighting my way out of this cycle. And in this video, I'd like to talk to you on why and reflect on why you're constantly pushing things out. You're constantly letting it for tomorrow, collecting more information, more data, doing more research, when in fact, we all know what you need to do. At this point in this channel, I don't think I have to repeat myself in terms of the power of actions and doing things and actually going and doing it. And I do understand that you want to create something good. You have the desire to create something meaningful and a masterpiece. You want to craft the perfect video, the perfect storytelling technique, the perfect writing, the perfect methods, and the perfect approaches. But most of the time, what this is actually doing is feeding your creative your comfort zone with pillows of excuses, in which you just lay down more and more and get more comfortable, and you don't want to get out of there. And that prevents you from taking the action. But then you might say, oh, I just got home from work. I'm a bit tired. I do want to invest in this project. Let me sit down here for a minute while I have dinner and watch another video. And then I watch another video. Oh, I can get more of this information here. And I read a blog post. I read a TikTok tutorial. I watch a TikTok tutorial. I do things. I collect the data. I collect information. I do research. It's almost like I am perfectioning the vision of my goal, but not my goal itself. It's almost like working on the vision of my craft, but not working on my craft itself. And then when it comes to action, you create a huge repertoire, but with no physical project. And that's the way to frustration. Because you're always gonna feel like you're behind. You're always gonna feel like you're not good enough. That happens to me. I've watched tons of videos. If I'm telling you like 5,000 hours of YouTube, I'm lying. It's way much more than that. And then collected this amount of information until I decided to take action. And when I made my first videos, it was completely like, what am I doing here? This is not for me. And that's when it hit me, like, this is not about like the amount of information that I have here, but it's the amount of information that I put out here and how I perform here. That's something we do to ourselves at the end of the day. We want to always learn about the new techniques, the new trendy things that are going out, and there's nothing wrong with learning all of those things. It's much more, the only problem is when you're using this to be stuck and you don't even realize, because we think we're working on research, but this is an excuse we create to ourselves. This is a lie we tell ourselves to just not take the action. And this happens because we're always under the impression that there's something else missing. We're under the impression that we need that extra information, that extra technique, that extra tool, that extra. We always constantly think we need something else, when in reality, most of the time, we already have everything we need. So I want you to understand something that it recently hit me really hard. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you a story on why this has hit me really hard today. And is the fact that we come to this world, we are brought into this world, and we forget that we are here for just a minute. It's just a minute. So let me bring that breath of memory back to your lungs. Don't take your life for granted. Don't take your time for granted. Don't take your small wins for granted. Don't take your mistakes for granted. And don't take your beginnings for granted. Everything comes to an end. I personally myself don't even know what's going to be like the day for me tomorrow. I can plan, I can organize. I don't even know where I'm going to be at a year from now. And of course, we can try to organize as best as we can, but there's so much we can control. There's so much we can, we're limited. We can't have any guarantees when it comes to lives. And we create in our heads this sense of eternity. That's crazy. That we'll be young forever, that we'll be healthy forever, that we'll be, strong forever. And we take things for granted. We take even valuable things of our life for granted, and we reduce it to routine until we have to miss it to understand the real value of that thing. And I'll tell you more. We're constantly comparing ourselves with others for the wrong reasons, when in reality we forget that what we already have is the desire, is the wish, is the crave that a lot of people would love to have. Some people would love to have a healthy body, for example. All of their members. Some people would love to have a shelter, a phone, a camera, access to internet. Some people would love to have a family, friends, a father, a mother. Some people would love to have those things, and you know what we do? We, by we, I mean we, you and me, that have those things. We take it for granted. We reduce it to routine. Because it's routine, it becomes routine. All we do with those things is we put it within our comfort zone and we take it for granted, and we think that it will live there forever, that will not have an end, that it will be for eternity like that. And that right there leads us to push our projects and allows us to ignore our goals and dreams, and especially act on our goals and dreams, I would say, which is the worst. Are we trapped by the system in this constant cycle, pushing projects, getting in the comfort zone and taking things for granted? Or are we consciously deciding to keep ourselves stuck in this loop? I'm gonna just share a brief story. I just received a text message from a friend today, and she was telling me her partner had to go to the ER, emergency room. She had a health issue that she needed to be treated for. It was very sudden. No one was expecting that. I'm gonna visit her this Saturday, which is tomorrow. I'm planning on visiting her with a friend. She's young. She's around 28, 27 years old. She's a very young kid. And she's my friend. She's someone I'm always around. She's almost she's my neighbor too. And when I received that message, that's when it hit me. And I thought, whoa, I cannot push things anymore. I don't know what's gonna be like tomorrow. I have no control of my life, guaranteed control. I do plan my life. I do want to do things, but I always find excuses. I always push things out. And I know a lot of you here that are watching this channel, you probably think the same. And I'm here to tell you, life is in a minute of time. Don't wait for tomorrow. As cliche as it might sound, take the action. And don't create so much expectation in the beginning, and learn to learn with the practice, with the action of doing, with the action of committing to it. Because, again, nothing's forever. My name is Drigo. I have been documenting the process of becoming a content creator through a challenge that I imposed on myself of posting a video a day for 30 days. Today was more of like an introspective video, and more of like a conversational, reflective approach on creating, on pushing out of the comfort zone, on stop taking things for granted. I hope you liked this video and that message impacted you as it impacted me as I was writing it. And if you like this video, please consider joining this community and following the project. You can leave a comment to let me know what you think about this. And I see you in the next video.